Hi, my name is Juri Love. My website is jurilove.com, jurilove.com. How are you doing? I just want to shout out to my friend Natsuko and Izumi for giving me this beautiful leather jacket 4 years ago, and then I still wear them and just like really comfortable, fashionable, and it's from Italy. And shout out to them. Also, I have been making some videos from this dining table, but I just want to mention right here. His name is Ed Little, and Ed is my absolute mentor. He passed away, but without him, I am not definitely doing what I'm doing, which is music, and then coming to America and really pursuing my music. And Ed has been such a huge part of my life. So I have his picture, and I have Damian Lillard and Chris Wallace, and then myself getting the award from Boston Celtics, Heroes Among Us, when I worked as a president and founder of nonprofit called Genius Voices, where we taught music to juvenile offenders. So I just wanted to describe what's my background. Today I want to talk about Uber Eats again, but Uber Eats and insurance. So this is something that you don't really hear about, or you don't talk about, or Uber maybe don't tell you. Uber doesn't tell you. Actually, some of the Uber driver friends that I talked to, some of them knew about it, but some of them didn't. And it is called TNC, which is Transportation Network Coverage, which I had no idea that I should have. And so before I go into that TNC coverage, I just want to update my Uber Eats life during the pandemic. I've been doing it for about 2 weeks, pretty much every day. And then I go out there maybe average of 4 to 6 hours, sometimes a couple hours. But there's some technique that you can do that I think it's working well is whenever you go to the restaurant, there's an option that you can have contacts. So there are two contacts. So one is the restaurant and one is the customer who ordered food. And there's an option that you can put an icon to message them. So every time I go to the restaurant, I always like inform them I'm at the restaurant, or I just picked up the food and I'm on my way. So sometimes, most of the time, Uber Eats, when you go to the restaurant, the food's ready, so it's like ready to go, you just pick up. But sometimes like it's backed off, and then it takes long, maybe like couple, like maybe 5 minutes, no more than 10 minutes. So I've had that experience, and then I always inform them, hi, I'm at the restaurant and just waiting on food, and as soon as it's ready, I'm gonna be on my way. And then when I'm on my way, there's custom message that you can do, like got it, okay, or I'm on my way. So I just tap that I'm on my way, and then a lot of people say thank you. And then this especially around this time, like people will say please leave at the door. So when I leave at the door, like sometimes I specify, like I left your porch on the red chair, or like under the mailbox and stuff, and then people seem to appreciate that. And then I always say, like thank you, and enjoy the food and stay safe and stuff. And then that it's a little bit of extra work, but that extra work, I think it's going to lead to tipping. And then I've gotten, so when you see the app, you can see the awning, and then you see the green checkbox on the left. So those are the people who gave me tips. So I have pretty good rate of people tipping me, and I think it's really because I have a great rapport building. However, it's such a short period of time from restaurant to delivery, but still, like more, I think people will feel trusted, or like that I am doing my job, and then I'm communicating with them, so it could be personable. So I think that helps. So the base pay, when you get alert, I think I told you from the previous video, it's like $3, like $4, and like WTF, is it worth it? And then it's actually worth it, because right after you deliver, you can see how much you made, but people have to eat. And after they eat, they maybe have an option that Uber is reminding them to see if they want to tip the driver. And I started to figure out that after maybe half an hour, or between half an hour and an hour, I think after people eat, they tend to tip. So even if you see like the trip was like maybe $5, but then it'll increase to 8. So I've had those days. I have my goal is like $100 a day. Then sometimes I'm like, it's like $90, but like maybe an hour later when I check back, it was like over $100 maybe because of the tip. So like be patient about tipping. But again, another tip I have is try to not start the app until you go to more density area. So I live in suburb, maybe 50 minutes away from downtown Boston. But then when I turned my app on yesterday, for instance, I went down to south towards Rhode Island, and then it was very sporadic, and it was like so far away from where I delivered food to a restaurant. So I one time had to drive like 18 minutes for the orders. I don't know how Uber found me, but I got found, and I had to drive like 20 minutes to Five Guys, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so far. So anyways, really try to avoid those long trips in between. So I would definitely not turn on your app until you drive yourself to more dense area. So then what happens is when you deliver the food around that place, there will be a restaurant, so you get alert. And sometimes before you deliver the food and you get an alert, and sometimes you get double order when you go to a restaurant. Same restaurant, you might have 2 orders for 2 people, so you drop one off and then one off there. Or sometimes some cases are like walking distance or like a driving distance. So like you pick a food here, one restaurant A, and then I had a case that I had a restaurant here, and then 2 stores down there's another one. I had one time order from Five Guys and then Chipotle, which is like 2 doors down. So those are the cases that you can make double money. But anyways, let's talk about TNC. So TNC is Transportation Network Coverage, and then I really want to shout out to my agent, insurance agent, Kimberly Cohen. Thank you, Kimberly. So what happened was I was posting what I was doing on social media, and then she contacted me and said, do you have TNC coverage? I'm like, what is that? So regular in car insurance, it covers your personal travel, like just going out and going to work and stuff. But then I didn't know that when I'm doing Uber, kind of like a professional share ride and stuff, that it doesn't cover. However, Uber covers over a Lyft, I think covers phase 2, phase 3, so which I would explain. So my insurance agency agent said phase 1, which is when you are going to where you're supposed to go, when you want to start the app, or waiting period, if you're driving around that period, Uber doesn't cover, but Uber does cover the moment that you get on order and going into the restaurant, from here to the restaurant, and from restaurant to customer's house. If you get an accident, that's like phase 2 and phase 3 that they would cover. But I learned that phase 1, it's not gonna get covered. So between the orders, and then when you are maybe driving to more dense area, or maybe your personal needs, like somewhere, and that time you don't get covered, so it's called phase 1. So Kimberly told me that I should get TNC coverage, and then it turned out to be $20 more a month. So I said, go ahead and please do that. So then once you get TNC coverage, not only for the Uber or Lyft, DoorDash, like any restaurant, she said any restaurant that you work as a delivery person, then you are covered. Or so like I think it's definitely worth it. And then if you're Uber driver, if you're like Lyft, DoorDash, please make sure you get TNC coverage. And if you don't have it, it's under personal auto insurance, but you just add the TNC coverage so that you are completely protected while you're out there. So I just want to share that information about TNC coverage. I had no idea. So thank you, Kimberly, for protecting me and then supporting my drive and then catching that for me. And overall, Uber Eats experience has been positive, and I've done regular Uber and Lyft, and I start to feel that I like it because I don't have to kind of deal with people, and I just kind of go to a restaurant, pick the food and deliver the food. So I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you next time.